If you're a single lady, then you know what's coming up next week. It is V-Day, the dreaded Valentine's Day.
It always upsets me, the V-Day thing. I don't know. But you don't have to sit at home with a bowl of ice cream and chocolate, although that's not so bad. Nick Savoy says, go out and find Mr. Right, Hoda woman. He's a professional dating coach and author of the new book, It's Your Move, How to Play the Game and Win the Man You Want. Is the man you want, nice to see you, is the man you want different than the man you need?
It could be. I mean,
is that part of the problem?
It is part of the problem. I mean, a lot of the time, a lot of what we've seen proven thousands of times over is that women will decide whether a man is a no or a maybe within like the first 30 to 90 seconds.
They make a pile, right?
Right, exactly.
You just know when you look at them.
Exactly. But if you're...
That's not the whole story.
But you know.
But if you're looking for a long-term relationship, and you're out, say, at a bar or a club or a coffee shop or a party, what's the kind of guy who can make a great impression on you within the first 30 to 90 seconds? It's someone who's done it before a lot. So it's maybe a player. It's someone who's well-practiced, maybe not looking for a long-term thing.
Exactly.
So what's the right way to...
moves down.
Well, how do you weed through that crowd and find the right guy?
Well, half the game's won or lost before you even leave the house. So, like, who are you going out with?
You say it's very important how you dress.
How you dress is important, too. But also, I mean, if you want to go out with, like, a couple of girlfriends, not a massive group, because that's intimidating for most guys.
Not your whole sorority.
Right.
Exactly. Or not just with one friend, because then a guy comes to meet you and you've got your friend standing there
and that
awkwardly.
could be awkward.
Exactly.
Three's good. Okay.
Three's
So go out in groups in three and wear something or bring something interesting that a guy can comment on.
Such
let's say you got a shiny purse.
Or nice cleavage.
Thank you.
That doesn't work, you say, usually.
That's not quite where we're going.
I told you you've been doing that wrong, Hoda. It's not about the
I
cleavage.
hate even sitting here. Okay, go on.
But let's say you've got an interesting purse with you. Now, there's no straight man in the world who cares enough about your purse to ask you about it. So if he does make a comment, it's because he wants to get to know you, and you've opened the door for the conversation.
Okay.
But maybe he is gay and wants to know who designed it. That's
well,
okay.
then you've got an interesting conversation.
What's another way?
Make a good friend.
What's another way other than bringing a prop?
Sure. Well, let's say there's a specific guy you want to meet. I mean, there's really subtle ways to get him to come over, like, the eye contact thing or even bumping into him. But you can
don't spill his drink, you say.
Try not to, yes. Although I ended up dating someone who did that. That's where I actually learned that particular.
And it didn't last, did it, Mr. Know-It-All?
Exactly. And when we broke up, I'm like, you shouldn't have spilled that drink on me. So I remember.
Okay, and you talk about how if you're a pretty girl, then dress pretty. If you're a not so pretty girl, dress interesting.
I think it's
to your strengths, you say.
Yes, it's so important to go to your strengths. I mean, I'm with guys as they're going out to bars or clubs or coffee shops, and they're deciding who to approach and who they're interested in. And I see so often that guys would much rather approach the woman who's confident in her own skin, who looks comfortable with herself, and who maybe is telling a story about herself with how she's dressed, than the 25th most attractive woman in the room that's competing on that ground.
Right. It's hard.
That's kind of sad.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard.
I'm not looking at you when I say that. I know I didn't. I know you thought that, and I wasn't. I was saying, I think you want to ask a question now. Right?
No, you've asked every question, and I'm done with the segment. It seems to be over. The single one didn't even get to ask a question. It's fine. I'm going to the handyman segment that's coming up next.